Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we get started, as always, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. You guys want to check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, Christmas deals we got rolling. Pinned to the top of all of the chats is a website that I have listed. All the links, all the fun stuff. But like I just said, remember, guys, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important for you to know that. Do your own research, make your own decisions. So, market's moving, chat. Market is moving here. We got some movement. Not that I am the fundamental trader, but it looks like Microsoft lowers AI software sales quota. That's what they're claiming. It looks like that's what the news sites are claiming. As part of this reaction. Microsoft declines heavy. ADP report showing job losses. It looks like it was before the ADP drop, but anyway, we'll check it out. We'll check it out together. We are here back in the Top 1 Futures 15K pre-live account here on the Project X platform. If you guys have been paying attention, you know this Project X platform is going away. We are going to be on Trade-of-8, Ninja Trader, TradingView, like I was displaying with you guys yesterday. We're going through some of that. But we are here back trading this bad boy live with you. Damn, I gotta stop messing this up. Hang on. A little bit of display here. Trying to adjust. There we go. Just want to be able to see bookmap. Jeez, computer, don't trip out that hard. Anyway, guys, let's see what we got today. Let's get some analysis in before the market opens up. It is 9:19 a.m. We got a bunch of people hopping on. Welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? Wolf, good morning. Sanjay, Dwayne, Andrew Bags, AJ, what's up? Big Frank, what's up? Adam, good morning. Let's go. Rallies, Dr. FP. Market is moving. Market is moving, chat. Market is moving. We are going to, we're going to see what we can do today. Let's see what we can do today. No trade yesterday outside of just messing around on the Trade of 8 accounts, testing on some of those. Let's see what we can do today. So, overall, higher time frame analysis. Let's hop out to the daily. We're kind of chopping here, right? Kind of chopping back and forth up here. I got to change this song. I got some copyright-free music playing, but this is driving me crazy. Can we get off of the, like, 8-bit music? Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's see what we got over here. Yeah, trying not to get yelled at by YouTube, everybody, so bear with me on the background music. But we're going to be trying some copyright-free stuff today, which, no shade against copyright-free stuff. Traditionally, it's, you know, it's just not the good stuff. But anyways, a little too silent yesterday. See if I don't get yelled at from these guys. All right. Good morning, Trader Crew. What's up? What's going on? Kick. What's up on Kick? What's happening on X? What's going on, chat? Nice to have you guys here. Appreciate y'all hopping on. All right. Here's what we're looking at. We are looking at YM, the Dow Jones Industrial Average here, the futures contract. We are on the mini. We got some choppy back and forth days getting set up here. This is a little interesting. We really did push off of these lows aggressively back towards these all-time highs, but we really didn't blast that far. We kind of paused up here, and we've traded in between the 47,800s to, I'd say, the low end of this range, 47,300s, 47,250s, right? So kind of this back and forth movement. No real big extension one way or the other. We did come down and sweep prior bar lows. Yesterday we pulled up. Closed a bullish bar. We've swept above prior bar high today in pre-market objectively, and we are opening up with a bearish bar to the downside, but pretty balanced, right? Really now just selling off down below VWAP, right back down towards that prior day volume point of control, right? That VPOC. But you can see how this is kind of choppy, rangy here on the 15-minute, really zoomed out. I could easily see this going either way, but the more we start to chop like this, the more cautious I try to be of trading from the middle ground of it and for an extension, and the more I prefer to trade from the extremes, right, the top end of the range, right, somewhere up in here, or from somewhere down in here, back to the middle ground, or maybe back to the middle ground and then potentially for an extension out the other side. Just a little bit of the, you know, the mindset that I have coming into a day like this. But today we are opening up to the downside. We pulled back, right? We did sweep, like I said, we did sweep yesterday's candle high already, and we're opening up to the downside. So sure, this could have started to been the turn to the downside, pull back up a little bit further, continue to take everybody out, and then maybe we get some selling pressure to the downside. I could definitely see that happening. You know, same move as really that I was looking for yesterday. If we started to break to the downside, if we really want to continue this in about 10 minutes once we open up for NYSE session, I could definitely see us coming to the downside. Cautious in this market of taking shorts overall. Longs have just been paying me. I think the bulls have really just been getting paid in this market. But certainly could start to drop and get some aggressive movement to the downside. Just taking a look, really similar structure here on ES. Much more bullish structure on NASDAQ, right? Tech stocks have been doing pretty well. Overall, much more bullish structure, but we did get the same move out of all three of these. Just kind of wanted to see if we got the same really nice drop out of all of these, which we did. Interested to see how we open up here. So, big move in pre-market, or decent size move in pre-market. Nothing too crazy. Sorry for being twitchy with this, but getting back over to YM, resetting everything. Zoomed out on the 15 minutes so we see the last couple days of data. Not an insane candle getting put in yet. These have been some pretty tight daily candles. These have really not been exceeding or tapping into average daily ranges, you know, if you consider the last like 2 weeks of data. But we're getting tighter and tighter. So sometimes as we coil in like a spring, as we consolidate, right, as we base out for a bit, we pop to the upside or we break to the downside. Sometimes we sweep one side and then, you know, continue out, kind of just that range and then breakout movement. Normal price action market structure. Again, just some of the back end things that go into my mind as I'm staring at this price action market structure, looking at what we have to deal with. So, you know, this is this could definitely set up for a move to the downside if this wants to continue into NYSE session. I think it might be hard to grab this. If we just start to break, we got 5 minutes to the open, so starting to frame some trade ideas here. Open up overall balanced, right? Pre-market session looking pretty bullish, held above VWAP. Now we've swept prior day high and we've broken to the downside, but we're still right inside this this prior day candle, right? Really near the middle ground, near volume point of control. So somewhat balanced on the low end of this range, right? If we're looking at this high up here and this high up here, but not very far, right? Pretty much the middle ground. So somewhat balanced. I'd say, again, not giving us an insane indication of bullish or bearish price action if we're breaking down from a higher time frame to a lower time frame, right? Are we cracking prior bar highs without breaking prior bar lows and just continuing to blast off? Are we selling off really aggressively? You know, kind of what's going on here. Overall balance, that's what I've got here. So, some trade ideas, right? Framing some trade ideas. If, you know, we got some potential for this to continue. If we pull back up, I could see a short. If we pop to the upside right off the open, I could see a really aggressive short, you know, setting up here. Why? We've already swept prior bar high, right, on the daily. We've already swept prior day's high. Broken to the downside really aggressively. We got a catalyst in here that's pushing us lower. If we pull back up really aggressively, this could give me a way to structure, right, position myself for this continuation to the downside, this breakout of the zone, or at least all the way down here to prior bar low, right, daily candle low, down below these pre-market lows. If we sell off right off of the open, I would look for it. I would look for a long on a sweep of this low all the way down here. Let's say tapping into the 47.300s, 47.250s, right? Somewhere all the way down here. But that could be a little bit dicey. We could really just see a continuation right into the open of this. And if we're going to start dumping, just completely selling off, you know, yes, there's a key level there. You know, prior day low. We've had a couple daily lows down here. We've got daily highs in here. We've got some volume. This gives us a way to structure risk. But if we break down here, right, if we break down here and we don't really take our foot off the gas, this could be a really aggressive move to the downside, like really, really, really aggressive. So, you know, it's important to note that this initial move that I look for, it's counter, right? It's counter to the area, the direction that price is moving, right? I'm saying if we pop to the upside, I'm looking to sell, right? If we conversely, if we pop to the downside, if we break to the downside, I'm looking to buy. How does that sometimes work out? Really beautifully, right? We sweep a low, we come right back up. How does it not work out sometimes? I'm caught buying in a 1,000-point move to the downside, right? You know, or selling in a 1,000-point move to the upside, right? So important to note that after the open, after we get through some of this back and forth movement, sometimes I will look for more of a continuation move, more of a with the immediate direction that price is moving from moderate time frame to low time frame, even though that's very subjective and vague. But I like to note what I'm doing because, you know, maybe somebody hops on the stream for the first time. I take a sell and my face gets ripped off. You know, they're like, why would you take that, you know, short right here, right now? I'm talking about it, right? I definitely don't mind the short on this. We would have to pull back up. No structure from down here is going to give it to me. Not even a retest of VWAP. I would really need it. I'd say back into this consolidation, it would be above VWAP here by 50, 60 points. I could see a move like this for a position like this. This gives me a way to structure risk at the high end of my, you know, $1,000, 200 point here on YM for a nice long hold for potentially a really big movement, but at very least a break of this pre-market low to the downside. Conversely, this is pretty much what the trade is going to look like if we move right off the open, which we don't have to. We can chop back and forth. We can do whatever we want to do. Conversely, we sell off. You know, this is the problem, right? I would like it on a sweep of on prior day low, right? Yesterday's low, but we got some volume in here, man. So it might be a wait for this move all the way down towards like the 200s. That could be a little bit better. So we'll see. Get ready to open up right now, guys. Get ready for it. I wish you all a good trading day. I don't wish you good luck because I don't think luck has anything to do with trading. Over large sample sizes. Luck will certainly have something to do with the next trade, right? There's a lot of random variance that goes into the low time frame movement, the day-to-day price action, but not over the next 50 or 100 trades. I don't know traders that get lucky for that long. So here we are, opened up, guys. I know I'm yapping here. Haven't had too much conversation with you in the chat because we could have a setup. Could have a setup coming, right? I've hopped on the streams a lot with you guys and haven't had anything. I got two areas that I'm looking for pretty aggressively off of the open that I would position myself quickly. Again, we're going to look up into this consolidation from pre-market. It's going to be up above where VWAP is right now, above that value area high from yesterday, right? That's what I'm going to be looking for into, you know, let's say the 630s, 640s here on YM for a continuation of the downside. If we break to the upside, this could just be the pullback, you know, fake out before continuation up, and we're going to flip this, you know, candle bullish and really push to the upside. This gives me a way to structure risk. You know, this gives me a fine way to structure risk. So we're trying that first. If we just sell off from here, I'm not into a short. If we break really quickly without pulling back up to VWAP or pulling back up to this area, and we just move lower, I wouldn't mind a long. But if we start to do this, you know, I don't know that I want a long in here, right? I don't want to be the first person buying on a clean trend to the downside. I want that initial reaction movement. So let's see. Let's see what we get. Ding, ding, ding. We got some bells. Man, I don't believe in luck either. It's like believing in fairy tales. Yeah. What's up, Adam? What's up, AK? What's happening, guys? Looking for extremes. Yep. Purple Ninja, what's up? Still messed up with it. Yeah, YouTube changed something. It's showing your guys' actual usernames, not like channel names or anything. Let's see. Like I said, we got some copyright-free music playing today. Some different playlists on. I can't play any of the stuff that I genuinely like or that just different stuff that I play. So bear with me on the background music as we sort through some of this live. But I got to be really careful, or I would like to be really careful with YouTube and play by their rules as to not be part of people that are getting flagged. Let's see. Yeah, still pulling back up, man. Could set up for this short. I would like it. But it's got to really give me a good way to structure risk with my stop way outside of this. That's what I'm waiting on. I would, yeah, I'd like to flow with this. I would really like to flow with this. We are opening up here, trying to come back. Guys, I'm going to do something early with you. I told you that I was going to keep you guys on your toes for these giveaways. We didn't run one yesterday. We're running one almost every day on these live streams. Guess what we're doing today, chat? We are running the giveaway. Now, right now. No request for likes, no nothing. 9:34 a.m. The giveaway form is live in Discord. If you're not in Discord, I'm going to throw the link in chat right now. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to get this filled out. There it is. Duck race time already. We're not going to run the race right off the bat. We're going to get some trading in, but I'm going to get this done for you guys. Now, chat. I know it's usually in chat. The giveaway form is in Discord. It's going to be there for 10 minutes. We're going to give away a 50K straight to funded Ignite account. We're going to run a duck race later, but I'm going to do it early. I'm keeping everybody on their toes. We got 100 people that are joining at you know, 10:50 a.m. Eastern, because everybody knows I'm running the giveaways there. Giveaway form is in Discord. Link is pinned to the chat right there. If you guys can't get into that Discord for some reason, feel free, shoot me an email, support@realdealfutures.com. I'll send you a personal link. Kick, you guys have the whoop link for the Discord. Giveaway form is in there right now. Just posted it. Keeping it fun. Keeping it fun. This is for guys and girls that are on here every damn day, man. If you're hopping on, trying to catch it only at the right time, you're only here for the giveaway. You can try it, right? It's still free. But I'm gonna make sure I try to reward the guys and girls that are on here almost every damn day. So, guys, there it is. Giveaway form is in the Discord. What's up, Relaxing Zen? What's up, everybody? Form doesn't work. Okay. Why does the form not work? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the hell? New form. New form in Discord. Live. Go ahead, guys. Send it, guys. Giveaway form is live. Getting ready for a short on this one. 10 minutes. I'm going to give you till, I said 10 minutes a few minutes ago. I'm going to give you till about 9:42. Getting ready for this short, guys. Pulling back up above VWAP. This area consolidation is what I was looking for. Framed this out with you guys multiple times. I'd love to get a stop loss all the way outside of this area. I can do that if we come up a little bit higher. This would require me to take on a little bit more risk than I'd like. But I'm going to short this. I'm going to short this, guys. I'm going to try to flow with this initial movement off of the open. Looking for it a little bit higher. Can we break into the 600s here? Give me like the 615s. That's going to give me a way to get a stop all the way outside of this zone. Let's see if we can do it here. Again, guys, looking short on this. Here we go. Here we go. Just tapped the 600s. Chatty chat. I like this one short. I like this one short. Can you give me a little bit more of a pop to the upside here? I don't know that it will. I'm taking this right here, guys. I'm taking this short right here. Waited patiently. I got the 614s. Not bad. Waited patiently for this one. Back above VWAP. Back into this area consolidation. This is going to be my play for the day. I'm looking for this to continue the downside. It's this really immediate reversion play right off the open. It is aggressive as we're pushed to the upside. YM often pulls these big wicks, man. So I could be completely on the wrong side of trading from the extreme. We could pop right through these 800s, and there's obviously going to be a lot of stops up there the way mine is right now. It's the only part of this trade that I really don't love. I don't love having my stop right above such a clear level. It's a pretty obvious spot. I like it better than having my stop right in here or right in here, right? Or right in here. It's a clean invalidation point, right? If we pop through the upside, sure, we could reverse, but I think it's much less likely that we do this, right? I think it's much less likely that we do this. All right, I think it's much more likely that we do this. Right, we already traded right off the open 200 points higher. If we got to go another 200 points higher, flip this candle bullish, I think the market could be turning and we could be popping to the upside. Coming all the way up into this consolidation, maybe the 650s, even the 700s, I'd be okay with that. We start to push all the way into the 800s. Obviously, I'm out for an L. Could be a quick one today, but I'm taking the trade as it sets up, right? I hop on here, plenty of days I go no trade with you guys, right? I sit patiently. I tell you right off the open, there's just nothing setting up for me, nothing going to be close right now. Today we got one. Got one right here. So let's see what the market's got for us now. Nothing to do but hang out and wait. Nothing to do but hang and wait on this one now. Short from 47,614. Stop at 47,812. Right around this max risk per trade that I've been taking, around the $1,000 level. I don't have to have my stop at $1,000. I don't run a fixed stop based on points, although I am averaging right at this point on almost every trade. I like to run nice wide stuff to get started for sure here on YM. This is the 15-minute chart, guys. I'm looking at days of data, right? So, you know, overall, generally, this is some pretty wide stop and target trading. But it seems to work well for me. It seems to work really well for me. I don't need a whole lot of whole high frequency of trades to figure out whether I can get on the right side or wrong side of the market. If I'm on the wrong side of the market, it typically doesn't get better from there. So yeah, guys, here's the form. Here's the form. Let me get rid of the old one. Sorry. Hang on. Guys, couple more minutes. Giveaway form is live in Discord. You got to hop in the Discord to get the form. We got too many scammers, unfortunately, spamming the form. So if you want it, form is in Discord. Here we go. Giveaway form is in the Discord. There we go. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Daniel, Glenn B, My Cuisine, what's up? What's going on? Mike Z, what's up? Blue Water Cruiser, what's up? Past 100K on that drop pre-market. Nice. Maybe you'll keep it this time. Hopefully. Hopefully. Can't access Discord. Why not? Why can't you access Discord? Hop in through that Whoop link. If you're in a country that's banned from WAP or Whoop or whatever it is, feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to shoot me an email. I'll get you in. Or hit me up on any social. I'll get you in. But we're running it early today, keeping everybody on their toes. Watch how many people pull up later and go, where's the form? Where's the giveaway form? No giveaway today? Watch. Watch, watch, watch. All right, guys, I said 9:42. I'm going to close this form out. Last chance, just so you guys are aware. Giveaway form in the Discord today. Here is the link to get into the Discord. One more time in the YouTube chat. One more time in the Kick chat. Boom. I'm repeating myself 1,000 times. Trying to make it easy for you guys. Let's see what this market's got for me, man. Let's see what this market's got for me. Holding so far. YM looking much more bullish than these other two U.S. indices. Could be the blast through the 800s. Could be flipping this thing bullish. I don't know. I like this for a trap shorts and pre-market and then sell right back off through this low. It would definitely be a really, really nice trade that I would look to hold on to. I would not need to grab profit right here as we broke this low. I'd be looking for a multiple R trade on this one. I think this one could be really, really, really nice. Another reason that I would be that I'm very comfortable taking this. Very comfortable taking an L on something that I know I have a good chance of a higher risk to reward, right? You know, there's reasonable levels that we're going to look. I don't run a fixed risk to reward, but there's targets in mind where, oh, we got news coming? Oh, shit. Excuse me, guys. Hang on. No, final match. Wow. Liquidity coming off the book for 945. Final services PMI. That's what's coming. That's a yellow folder. We got ISM at 10, unless I'm wrong on this. I could see it on Bookmap though. Algo's got flipped off. That looks like we got some high impact news coming, but my news site's showing it as low. Let's see. We got 10 seconds here. What I'm looking at, what gives me that warning is Bookmap. Bookmap traditionally gets dark before high impact news events, the way that it is right now. Here's our 945 print. Let's see if we get a big reaction out of this. Yeah, we got ISM PMI coming at 10. That's marked as a higher impact, but not 945. So that's a little weird. That's a little bit interesting. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyway, guys, hanging on to this one. Real quick, forum is closed. Forum is now closed. And, as expected, way less people on this one. You guys have a great opportunity to win a duck today. AKA win an account. We're not going to run it just yet, but the forum is closed. Forum is done. If you guys want in for the next one, you weren't able to get in today, feel free. Hop into the 100% free trading Discord. Here you go is the email. If you can't get in for some reason, shoot me an email. If you're a scammer and you were banned and you're trying to get back in, I hope you step on a Lego barefoot. But forum is done, man. Got it in early today. Now, back to some trading. Here. Why feedback? Kick, why do you give me feedback, man? I like to be able to read the Kick chat. Let's see. Starting to get a little bit of a reaction here. We're not blasting through the high. Let's see what this market's got for me. We do have 10 a.m. news though, guys. It's not a big one. Come on, man. Give me the knife today. Give me the knife. Let's keep this show rolling, man. Let's keep the payout train rolling. No, chat. I'm happy to say it's always nice to say when you're performing well, when you guys can watch it play out live. Obviously you do. Took a W on Monday. It was the same trade from the live. I did close it out into the close, right? Called it all out in Discord. But taking that payout on Monday was my 11th payout from this live account. I got moved to this live account about 2 months ago. I think I'm like into 8 or 9 weeks of trading it. I'm running a high win rate and a decent risk to reward for my average stats. Sure, there's been adjustments. Sure, you get better as a trader as you go. I hope to only ever be able to increase my edge in the market through my experience, through my discretion, through, my ability to manage my emotions, right, and execute effectively. But there are certainly ebbs and flows that will always come in trading where I'm not going to perform well. The market's not going to agree with my style of trading at all. And there's going to be times where it really agrees, right? And, I seem to catch really, really nice trades. That's been going on. It's been going on. So I like to acknowledge that. I'm grateful for it. I'd love to keep this this train rolling. We'll see if we can. But, the losses are going to come, right? And I'm going to have back-to-back losses. If we need to look at the chart so you guys can remember, we will do that. But there are certainly on these streams in my live trading, off of my live trading, back-to-back consecutive losing days, and then inevitably losing weeks and losing months, right? That's part of my trading. It might not be part of everybody's trading. Maybe you are a 100% win rate trader. I don't know. Haven't seen that. There's some really, really consistent guys out there that seem to never lose. But for the most part, you'll have ebbs and flows in your trading, right? You're going to have times where you're hot, where the market's agreeing with you, and you're going to have times where you're not, right? It's been nice to keep my foot on the gas and enjoy the hot point. But I try to talk through that with you guys, right? I had a pretty gnarly period earlier this year. I was actually looking back on my year. January sucked for me. It was just a red month right off the rip. And then really coming through summer, I made this goal to trade these straight to sim funded pro accounts with Top One, a 7-pack, $1.5 million in capital, copy trading. Straight to fundeds have the intraday trailing drawdown. They had the ESS, tough accounts to trade, and it was a ton of back and forth with no payouts, no nothing, and then eventually losing them. Right, that was the whole the whole deal. I traded them live with you guys. It was cool to be able to display good risk management and hold on to them. I think a few things added into that, not just the natural ebb and flow of trading. But overall, this big, grand scheme of how you're going to perform in the market, the combination of you and your strategy and the random distribution of wins and losses comes together to create these really gnarly back and forth equity curve, right? Kind of like the market. We just don't go up in a straight line. So I think if you can reflect on that, be prepared for it, right? Expect it. Hey, you're winning a lot in a row. Don't get too overconfident and do anything crazy. Hey, you're taking a few losses. You're taking a couple losing weeks. Don't lose confidence, right? You're going to come back around. You're going to come out of that. And I try to talk about that and display that even as I'm winning a lot in a row, or even as I'm losing a lot in a row, and even as I'm winning and everybody goes, oh, this dude's full of shit. He's just only showing wins, show your losses. And then when you're losing, you get everybody that, oh, this dude has no idea what he's doing. He needs to fix everything. Here's some suggestions on how you could trade better. And I kind of laugh on both ends of the spectrum. And, it's this back and forth. It's this back and forth movement. And if you can get comfortable with that, with the really lack of uncertainty, lack of this straight, shot equity curve, you can continue to perform. You can continue to perform to the best of your abilities through the losses, through the wins, put your trades on after back-to-back wins without getting ahead of yourself, without putting on triple the risk or not running a stop loss or some crazy thing. And when you're losing, not throw everything out the window. Not, no, I don't know how to trade. I don't know what to do. Or worse, triple your risk and, and run no stop loss and YOLO things, right? Down the middle, large sample size, series of trades, showing up every day, trying to do the same thing day in and day out, reviewing, small adjustments, getting a little bit better every day. That's kind of the big difficulty that we face here in trading. It's not the strategy itself. It's not the market. It's not, entries and exits and trade management. It's the difficulty dealing with that uncertainty, that randomness on the short term, that I did everything right today and I got absolutely smoked. And just most traders can't handle that. They just can't handle that. And a lot of guys can never handle that. It's really a difficult paradox to work within. I've struggled with it a lot myself, but and articulating it and talking about it like this helps with you guys, but it ain't easy. It's not an easy thing to do. Simple as all hell, but not easy. Not easy. So let's see, man. We're in. Got this trade getting a nice rejection here, man. Normal pullback could be cool. We come back to entry. You know me, I'm not a stop loss to break even guy. I try to keep myself from doing it. It just does not help me. We come all the way back through these highs. Could be one more stop run, right? We could see this really nice break and retest structure. Squeeze everybody one more time, come up, take everybody out, and then come through. But I'd love to see this thing come through the bottom. I really would, man. And, we would really be continuing to push this low. I'd love to see this daily candle start to form to the downside. I wouldn't need to hold for an insane move, but something down here would generate a really nice win, like we talked about. I'm not going to try to grab this thing now or, just small profit on it. It's not terrible to do, but I'd really like to see this thing continue a bit. I'd be okay with a test up here. We come all the way back through this high. That's gonna be dicey, but this isn't enough to grab profit on, half an hour. It's not the thesis, right? It's really not what I would like to see for this to be a nice winning trade. So trade management, just kind of discussing that as we go. Holding on. We do have some higher impact news coming up at 10. Important for me to note that. I'm gonna hold through that. Right? This could come in completely off center and we could rip through the highs. I'm accepting that on the front end, with my stop loss there. I'm happy to take that if I have to, but I'd love to see this continue. love to see some more selling pressure come in on this and push us lower. That was some nice momentum to the downside. Buyers aren't letting it go yet, though. Definitely not letting it go yet. Still very early, right? We're still into the early part of this market. Nothing insane standing out on Bookmap. Just doing a little bit of scanning on my favorite order flow tool here. Nothing wild standing out on Bookmap here. But let's see. Anyway, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Zach, yeah, we were joking about the giveaway. Date out shortly. Of course, the day I'm late. Yeah, JB, listen, man. I'm keeping everybody on their toes. I said it last week. I gave you guys the heads up. I talked about it. Discord got the giveaway form today. It is closed now. It is closed. Let me just let everybody know. They are on-stream giveaways. You got to be on stream to get the account. You got to be on stream to know when the form's going to drop. I'm going to do something interesting in Discord where you can't just be hanging out in Discord and never on the streams either. But I got a filter. We got way too many scammers and spammers filling it out. So keeping everybody on their toes with days and times, man. Zach, please make certain that my duck is aerodynamic. No more two-story hats. Yeah, giveaway form is closed, guys. Gotcha, had a call. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I got you. No worries, man. No worries. So anyway, guys, we got about 3 minutes to what I would say is a medium impact. A couple sites have this listed as red, but ISM Services PMI coming out. Take a look at the news calendar right here. Coming out here at 10 a.m. Eastern. This bad boy right here. Tomorrow we have 8:30 unemployment. That's a big one. That's definitely a market mover. Not as bad as like an NFP or an FOMC, something like that. But that's definitely something we got to worry about. Friday, December 5th, we got some prelim coming out at 10 a.m. That could be a little bit dicey. I'll have to see what that's got. And then taking a look into next week just to get a feel for what we got. Nothing too crazy until Wednesday. Jolts on No News Monday, complete dead No News Monday as of right now. 10 a.m. Jolts, and then 2 p.m. All right, this is the only one we got. Not an insane news week, but that's definitely interesting. Check to see if earnings are dropping on anything too crazy that we got to worry about as well. But we'll see what we get here in about 2 minutes and 13 seconds. We're showing here. Pull back up. I would have loved to see this thing dump. Showed me 100 points of profit here. Showed me 100 points of profit with very minimal heat right off the bat. Can't complain with that entry. Pulled up about 37 to 40 points above my entry. Sold off 100. Not bad. Let's see if this news is in fact going to be a market mover. Let's see. Ooh, is NFP next week? Wait. This week or next week? I'm not seeing it for maybe they're just late throwing it on there, but the site that I'm looking at doesn't show Friday the 12th with an NFP. Is Friday the 12th NFP? It's going to be important to know. Hang on one second. No, I'm not seeing non-farm payroll on next Friday or this Friday, guys. So at least on the sites that I check. So someone let me know. Because I would like to know when NFP is. Could also just look it up. Let's see. Friday, January 3rd at 8:30, maybe. You guys let me know. I don't care too much to like stare at a news calendar and try to like plan everything out because we're trading intraday here. I really just want to know about what's coming up, right? Like what's happening today, what's happening maybe tomorrow, the context of, you know, do we have a big financial news event coming at the end of this week? You know, something along those lines that we really want to pay attention to. Am I going to be on the wrong side of some big news? Maybe like I am going to be right now because we just dropped that 10 a.m. news. But no, I don't think so. I don't think it's next week. Ban the scammers. No mods, only trolls. Yeah. Yeah, we ban the scammers. Trump tweet inbound. Oh god. Yeah, that will definitely kick us into gear. Morning, bro. What's up, Juan? Next, I think usually first Friday. Yeah, usually first Friday. Because of the shutdown, they're late. Yeah, everything was all over the place because the government shut down. Not being reported because of the shutdown. They're finding excuses to keep it hidden. Yep. ADP is a real number. The institution will react to. Yep. That's all too scary. Yeah. It's been all over the place. Again, guys, just to talk about news real quick. You will find traders do. Oh no, that's not a copyright free one. Damn it. Oh, YouTube, don't do it to me, guys. Oh, I was doing so good. Sorry. Trying to play copyright free background music, which is why it's this like weird, wonky, different beats, but damn it. That one, I don't know that one was copyright. I'll try to delete it. I'll erase it or something. Anyway. News. Let's talk about it, guys. As we watch this trade back at break even, essentially a couple points around my entry here. Hoping for this sell-off to continue. That's a little bit dicey of a move. We pushed to the downside. We came right back up to VWAP. I need to see this thing continue, turn to the downside, sell off through this low. Otherwise, we could be in for this choppy back and forth movement. We could come out the top. This could look like a NL, but so far not bad. So far not bad. Let's see what the market's got for me here. See what the market's got for me, chat. News, right? Everybody who likes to talk about news. Here's my thoughts on this, right? I head over to forexfactory.com every day because I used to trade Forex and this was the site that everybody used, and I just think it's easy to read the list. Sometimes I back this up with financial juice, just get a little bit of a secondary, make sure I'm not missing anything. Also, financial juice is very good for like up to the minute, you know, the market starts to dump what's going on. That's what I was looking at this morning when I started to talk about it. But I'm not a fundamental trader. I don't use Fed rates and data releases and, you know, different reports in my trading intraday. I really don't. I've tried to in the past, a long time ago. I've tried to understand all of the economics and politics and, you know, geopolitical relations and then what all of the rates mean and then what the market should do. And I just don't find that it helps me. I don't find that it helps me create any edge. I find it incredibly difficult to backtest. I find it very inconsistent as I'm watching this market pop to the upside here. Looks like it's going to potentially be a through the high day, man. Right back up to daily highs on this one. Anyway, just finishing this thought. So what I do with this is I want to pay attention to when high impact financial news events are. When are data releases? When is NFP? When is FOMC, right? Unemployment, CPI, and understand the risk associated with the change in volatility. Past that, I try to understand the pattern that we tend to see before, during, and after high-impact news events, which is often choppy, consolidating, low volume, low volatility on days before and leading up to. High volatility, rapid change in volatility, big momentum, big movement during, and potentially right after a cleaner trend, a cleaner decision that's made out of the market. But as far as, you know, PMI or FOMC is, you know, the rate is this, and I'm going to do this. If it comes in hot, market needs to go up. I don't play that game. I think it's a loser's game. I don't think anybody. I don't really know anybody that plays it successfully. I think people do a lot better, longer term. You know, trading for these really, you know, buy and hold or or sell and hold moves when they're trying to interpret, what the Fed's going to do, or, how these rates are going to come in, and, these big top-down fundamental analysis. But it might work very well for you. For me, it confused the shit out of me, excuse my language. The market never did what I expected it to do. When it did what I expected to do, you feel like a genius. When it didn't do what you expected it to do, and the market participants said, we don't care, that everything lined up for this market just should be ripping right now, and it's dumping, you are very frustrated. And for me, it just doesn't help. It just really doesn't help to try to add in that level of fundamental analysis. I think a lot of traders do it. They maybe it can help them, but I don't use it that way. So again, baseline. When are high impact, medium impact news events? When is Trump talking? Which is 2:30 p.m. today. That's like an FOMC event every time nowadays. How do I want to position myself before, after, and potentially during these, right? Do I want to increase my risk holding through news events? Do I want to try to be able to deal with the, uncertain change in volatility? Do I just want to stay out? These types of things. So I don't think there's any one wrong way to go about it outside of completely not being aware of when high impact news is. That's probably the only thing that I wouldn't do. At the very least, you should know that, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. we have unemployment, and that at the very least you can say there's a potential, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but there's a potential for an increase in volatility. Not there's a potential for a huge move to the upside, so I'm going to go long, or a huge move to the downside, so I'm going to go short because of all these reasons. But there's a potential for this next 1 minute candle to be significantly larger than every other 1 minute candle, before it, the previous, 50, right? There's a really good chance of that. So using that basic pattern, right, at the baseline technical level, you could decide how you want to structure your trades, right? Or whether you want to just stay out, whether you want to size down and try to trade through it, whether you want to size up and try to capitalize on it. Trade news, don't trade news, whatever you want to do. But I think that's kind of the baseline. So I am still positioned short, guys. 47,614s. Got it on the retest up here. We sold off. This looked really good as we were continuing the downside. Doesn't look so good as we are popping to the upside here. Not a ton of volume on this. We still got a pretty low cumulative volume delta on both of these. But YM is looking strong, man. Approaching these pre-market highs now without breaking the lows. Coming up on initial balance. We're going to have this IB high looking like, unless we turn here in the next 20 minutes, looking like it's going to be formed second. This is really not doing everything that I would like it to do. Certainly not enough to close it early. Certainly not enough to clip it for a $250 loss. Not at all there, with this type of structure. But I would really have liked to see this thing turn. We come through this pre-market high with some force. The next level is above to my stop loss, right? Maybe we survive just a test into this consolidation, but I think it would be unlikely. I think we would come right through this high, in which case we'd be forming a really nice daily bullish candle, right? With a test down around these lows to come through this high. So we'll see. Could be the L today, but we're not too close yet. Quarter of the way. Plenty of room to breathe so far. Let's see what the market's got for me, guys. Nothing to do but really let the market play out. Let the market show its hand. Thanks, Rhombus. What's up? I sniff candle. What a crazy name. Red flags are good for passing evals fast. Yeah, they're good for passing or blowing evals fast. Don't forget the risk that comes with that reward. Funny, but yeah, no, they are. Not sure about the date exactly. Me too. Trying to avoid that one. Yep. Morning. Good morning. What's going on, traders? What's happening? Welcome back to another live stream. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here. Let's see what the market's got for me. Just checking a couple messages here. Checking a couple messages. What alert was this? What the hell? Let's see, man. Let's see. This feels like it's just going to be a hangout, man. If we come through the highs today, right, we push this bad boy higher, it's going to be an L. I'm comfortable taking it. I'd love to be positioned with my stop way outside of these highs, but you know, if YM overshoots, it's usually going to overshoot it by a bit. I think we would come up like, you know, 70, 80 points above a high, maybe go check like the 900. So it's where it needs to be. There's a chance that we pull a gnarly wick out move here and take me out. I hate to see how strong this move back up is and how we didn't reject right away. But I still like it. I still like the opportunity to downside, right? Otherwise I wouldn't be in. I think there's a lot of room to run lower, and this could be a really nice retest, right? And put a decently long wick out here on the daily. Flip this bad boy bearish. Should come all the way down around these lows, or at least down around the low end of this. Gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough. This one could go either way. This one could really go either way. They could all go either way, though, chat. Market can do whatever it wants to do. Let's see. Only place to be. Appreciate you guys. Bouncing at a pretty key high time frame level right now. Could very well hit resistance. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. We're going to have to see, though. FOMC, NFP, PAL speaks. Everything should be demoted to orange folder. Anything Trump should be red folder. Trump goes for a haircut, red folder. Trump picks his nose, red folder. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about news, guys. Talking about news a lot. That's where it's coming from. If you hopped on late, I see we got more and more people hopping on. If you watch the markets for long enough, ooh, this is looking pretty gnarly on. ES. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the market's got for us. Listen. If you watch the market for long enough, you trade through news for long enough, you start to get a feel for what is a really, really, really high impact news event, like what's a big market mover, and what's something that was labeled as high impact like today that's traditionally not as big of a market mover, not as much volatility comes in. Things that are traditionally big market movers, NFP, FOMC, right? Pretty much everything Wolf listed there. PAL speaking, CPI, unemployment claims, kind of in that order, right? Like NFP, FOMC would be some really big ones. But added into that, this year has been our boy Trump, okay? There's been a lot of geopolitical comments that he's made and policies, and for whatever reason, the market and its market participants, us, and, you know, maybe people more important than us on our, you know, sim accounts here, are reacting very aggressively to that. They have been since he took office. So anything to do with the, you know, U.S. political administration or tariffs or geopolitics coming out of the U.S. has been a very high impact news event. Very high impact news event. And they're more difficult because they're often unscheduled, right? When, you know, Trump makes a comment about Mexico and the market, you know, YM pumps 600 points. You know, it's not a scheduled news event that we know FOMC rates coming out at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, right? So they are difficult to deal with, but it's important to note, right? It's just important to understand the market that you're trading, the conditions that you're in, right? The potential for outsized, you know, reward or outsized loss, and to structure your risk accordingly, right? Maybe you play to that volatility by widening out your stop losses and sizing down. Maybe you do the opposite. You want to have very little exposure. You don't want to be in the market for long at all. You want to try to get in, get out, fast. Maybe you say, I've never traded through this. I'm getting smoked, and I'm just going to take my foot off the gas a little bit and kind of watch this thing play out, right? No wrong way about doing it. That's the way that I would say it. But be aware of it. Right? Be aware of it. What's up, guys, on X? We got a ton of people on X again, man. 420 people on X. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are crazy. Trading Trump markets is tough, man. Especially early this year, it was gnarly. I was on the wrong side of a lot of those. Not much you can do. Not much you can do besides structure your risk and accept it, right? When you put a trade on, here's the question you have to ask yourself. I would like this to be a winner. I would like to make money today. In fact, I would go as far as to say, I think it might be a winner, right? I sure hope it is, and I wouldn't trade in a direction if I didn't think, that it might go down and I might generate a win, right? But on the flip side of that, the paradox, I have to say, $990 plus slippage in this account is the cost that I have to pay up front, right here, right now, before I take that L. I have to take that money out of my simulated funded, live account here and put it on the table and say, I'm comfortable with this going poof in the blink of an eye at any point for any time, right? And if you do that, when you take that L potentially, or you're watching the trade play out, you can manage it accordingly. You're not playing off of emotions. If I'm not comfortable losing $1,000+, right? Account for some slippage in these wild markets. I shouldn't be in the trade. I need to close out the trade. I need to size down. I need to drag that stop loss down. I need to do something differently, right? That's the way that I think if you position yourself as a trader to put those trades on, if you think about this stuff on the front end, you have much less likelihood of going on tilt. You have much less likelihood of closing the trade out right here, right now, around break even for a $100 loss, and rather than just let the damn thing play out. After you take an L, less likely to go on tilt, to go crazy, right? Because you're accepting this on the front end. It's a requirement. If you are not going to structure your risk and also accept your risk, you're not trading from a trader's mindset. You're really not. You're thinking you won't lose. You're hoping that you're not believing that the risk is on, right? And that's going to lead to just execution errors, left and right. And frustration, right? You guys have watched me trade live for a long time. I get frustrated. I'm unhappy sometimes. But when those times occur, I really should be asking myself, and I try to, why are you feeling this way? Why are you feeling this way, right? Well, you are here clicking the button. You're the one who put the trade on. Why did you not do something differently? How did you get to a point where you're frustrated? Are you doing something wrong? Do you not understand the random, probabilities that play into this game here? Where is the disconnect? Because when I watch the best traders, the guys that I look up to, what I try to emulate myself, when I'm trading at my best, I'm not frustrated. I'm not overly happy or joyous when I take a win either, right? I try to have fun with you guys, but I'm right down the middle. And you know what that displays? A really good, strong understanding of the randomness of the next trade, the game of probabilities, right? The random distribution of wins and losses, right? So I think that stuff is so important. It's so difficult to wrap your head around and to really exercise. It comes from experience. It comes from taking the L's, taking the wins, to watching this stuff play out over and over again. But, read the books, read all of them, try to reflect on it, and create that mindset, man, because it is painful to trade without that. It is so painful to trade without it. And it can be painful to trade even with it, but it's, you're trading from a really bad spot if you're not even attempting to grab onto some of that. So that's my mindset. That is the mindset, guys. You have to ask yourself, do you truly believe that you don't know what's going to happen next on this very next trade, right? Do you truly accept that at any point Trump can tweet right now and send the market? A single man has that, that ability, right? To trigger a response from all of the market participants. Do we truly believe that at any point, at one of these uncommon events can happen, a natural disaster, a conflict, that would move the market insanely fast, because they happen over and over and over and over again. If you trade for long enough, you're going to be, on the wrong side of those or the right side of those. If you truly believe and accept that, you have to structure and accept your risk, on behalf of that. So anyway, I hope that helps, guys. Def not liking the PA at the moment. A lot of flicky, no momentum. Yep, don't like it. ES has really been consolidating since before Thanksgiving. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's winding up. Doesn't have any clue which way to let loose. Yep. Small, too many candles. Spin an odd range. Yep. All of these, man, kind of choppy. I took this one from the top end. We'll see. Too many shorts. Gonna fix your bottom foot. ES and Q looks like the camel. Camels in Kentucky Derby. Talking about Trump and taxing Europe and different things. Can give an ETA when the winner will be selected. I have to eat dinner now, but I'm afraid I will miss it. To you specifically, and I'm not going to do this to anybody else. I'm not going to announce when we're going to run the duck race. But Trader CIAN, if you are not on here to accept it, since you said that, and if you filled out the form and your name is on there, I will extend some grace to you if you happen to win. But hop in Discord as well. Yeah, guys, talking about Trump and just different geopolitics. You have to be a surgeon about it. If you are trembling and shaking, you have not got a clear understanding of how it might end. Absolutely. Fear of losing is the problem. For sure. My trading these days, just Trump price. Nice. Go ahead, tweet. Yeah, guys, that's the difficult part of all this. What I'm talking about is really the difficult part. It's the reason we're so good at losing. How could we possibly... Yeah, go enjoy dinner, man. How could we possibly be so good at losing? How, at a 50-50 game, right, are we so good at losing? Yes, there's commissions, there's fees, there's broker things, there's spreads, there's swaps, and, Forex, all of these different things that erode. But that's not cleaning out everybody's trading accounts, right? Why are such a high percent of traders losing at a 50-50 game? It's because of all of these lack of emotional control. Combination of two things: emotions and a lack of understanding of the markets, a lack of understanding of the game of probabilities that we're playing. Not whether or not it's going to go up or down and which direction to trade, but the randomness on the short term. It's the difficult piece, guys. It's the really difficult piece. So what can you do to improve that? Reflect on it. Read the trading psychology books. Reflect on your thoughts. Think about the way that you're thinking about trading. Come off of thinking so much about strategy, so much about entry, so much about some crazy model that you think is going to keep you from having to face your emotions, and focus on becoming more disciplined. Focus on becoming more consistent, and hone in on the way that you're thinking about your trading, the way that you're feeling. That's the hard part. That's what separates the consistent winners from everybody else. That's what separates the best traders from everybody else. I wish it was some magic tool that I could pay for. I really do. It would be so easy. It'd be great. It ain't out there, guys. We know it's not out there, right? The best traders that you watch day in and day out, the traders that you read about, the traders that you hear stories about, all of the stuff, right? What do they have that's different than everybody else? They're not smarter than everybody. That's also what I thought. These guys must be smarter than everybody. It must be the degree that they have. They must be so good at math. They must be super intelligent, right? And this is held true in so many respects. Some of the smartest people in my own personal life also, but some of the smartest people make the worst traders, right? So it's not intelligence either. It's a combination of understanding the game of probabilities and uncertainty that we have to sit with, and discipline built through hard work on yourself and experience and emotional control. It was always very frustrating, honestly, when I was losing back in the day in and day out, just slowly bleeding, to watch dudes trade with like the simplest stuff. I could feel myself getting frustrated because I used to watch. I'd be like every day, and I'm not talking about the frauds, right? I'm not talking about the the Lambo boys. I'm talking about actual traders, right? But I'd be watching these dudes trade with raw charts, Naked charts. You're up hundreds of thousands of, dollars or euros or pounds. Trading with a damn candlestick chart, the same thing that how are you doing it? I don't understand. What's the magic behind it? How are you taking losses? How are you able to have a red month and then come back trading the same stupid way that you're trading and have a green month and have that be okay? How is that possible for you? It's inside. It's not some external tool. It's not some secret. It's not some magic that's done. It's just the basic stuff that, we don't want to accept, which is discipline, emotional control, not giving into all of these terrible human emotions that naturally make us terrible traders. Feeling the emotions and creating a different response to it. Difficult, guys. Difficult, but that's the stuff. That's the stuff. And it's not what people want to hear about. It's not what people want to hear about. I know this from engagement. I know this from watching any video, anytime that I'm talking about strategy, entry, where a target has to go, some indicator. That's the stuff that does well. That's the stuff that does well, right? Anytime we're talking about mindset, psychology, random probabilities, equity curve, risk to reward, consecutive seeing wins and losses, nobody wants to hear about that. They don't want to hear about that. They want to save it through a special tool, a special way to enter trades where you never have to take losses. Some insanely high risk to reward and win rate approach that is not out there for you, me, or anybody else, that's going to save them from having to be able to structure their trades, understand the random distribution of wins and losses, all the things that they don't want to focus on. And I know that even from my own experience, because that's where I was for years. No care about psychology, no care about mindset, no care about even risk management. Indicators. What is the additional indicator that I have to have that will tell me where this market's going to go so I can take a win and feel good about myself, right? You're looking for all of the wrong answers. You are searching in all the wrong places, and you're asking the wrong questions is really what that is. It's tough, though, man. It is tough to break free of that. Really tough to break free of that. And it's sad. It's unfortunately sad, because people play to that, right? The guys that post, the guys that share, they want the engagement, right? How they make money, comes from that. I try to talk about stuff that I think really makes a difference. I try to talk about stuff that made a difference for me, that helps me. And it's why I think so infrequently you hear me talking in so much crazy detail about some strategy, or some special tool. I talk about the stuff on my chart, talk about my entries, talk about my approach to the markets, my analysis. I think all of that stuff is obviously crucial. It's a huge part of what we're doing. But that's the easy part, guys. As crazy as that sounds, that's the easy part. That's the easiest piece of this puzzle. You can learn it so quickly. All of the other stuff we're talking about is the stuff that takes years and painful frustration to go through. Really is. But that's my thoughts for now, chat. Pushing through to the upside. Now, talking about this trade itself, talking about this market, talking about some analysis, talking about what we're doing on this trade. Pushing through the upside. Not looking like it wants to be a winner for me. The shorts continuing to not pay me. I don't know. I should probably just become a long-only trader. And even when I'd like to go short, I should just go long. But no rejection here, right? We started to get it. We started to get a nice sell-off here. This was my entry right in here. We cracked, 100 points to the downside. Back down through VWAP. Looked like we wanted to head towards it. We consolidated up here. We're really forming a strong trend to the upside, right? If we're trend line guys, if we were looking at breaks and retests, breaks of highs, breaks of lows on a low time frame like the 5 minute, 1 minute, we are continuing to drift to the upside. Now, it's pretty low volume that we're doing this on. It's on a low CVD across all of these. Sweep above pre-market high, and we're going to get initial balance right now. If we break to the downside, we really start to turn back down towards this low. it would look beautiful. But so far, you know, on this one, it does not, right? It does not look beautiful. I don't love where my stop is in relation to this structural high up here. It is an invalidation point. I'm dead wrong, right? Getting short in here. If we trade through the 800s, right? My thesis did not play out. You know, we are 200 points against my position. We're pushed to the upside. Maybe we pull a big push to the upside. We come all the way outside of this zone and then turn to the downside into the afternoon. It's possible. Do I think that's as likely to happen as a turn from right in here to continue lower, which is why I have an invalidation point here? No. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. For me on this trade, nothing to do. Nothing to do besides take a stop or to take a win. Let it trade through the 800s, crack above that high. I'm out for an L. It was a long play. This was a fake out to the downside, a test of, you know, this is the hindsight, right? If we crack to the upside. And, you know, beautiful opportunity maybe to catch 400 points or something like that. Still got a lot of room to run. Even if we come up here, we could extend to the downside. But I'd love to see this reject up here, reject this pre-market high. Start to turn back down, continue through the low. We don't do that. It is what it is, guys. It's an L. We do that. We continue the downside. I'm not grabbing a quick profit. I'm not closing at break even. I would look for a break and extension. I would look to make this a really, really nice trade to the downside. Doesn't have to be a banger. We don't have to come like all the way through the lows, but just to the low end of this, right? Low end into yesterday's candle. All right, that would be a really nice positive R win. Would not mind something like that. But that's what I'm looking at on this one. Just holding on, buyers not letting it come lower. ES dancing around VWAP, NQ dancing around VWAP, holding below. Both of these looking much weaker. Unfortunately, both of these looking much weaker. Breaking, closing above VWAP, trying to push to the upside. Maybe, you know, ES has to come all the way up here, hang out up here, and YM is going to come through the high. NQ not looking nearly as strong. Failing to get back above VWAP, some long wicks to the upside, but decision-making point, right? We're going to come back up to these highs and YM through the top, or are we going to sell back down through these lows, YM with a gnarly turn to the downside? You know, typically these do move in correlation. I don't trade them in correlation or lack of correlation. I don't look for divergences or any of that type of stuff. I know you guys are trading it, right? So I'm happy to talk about it. Happy to talk about it. But that's what we got for today. That's what I got for today. We do have our IB high that we're pushing to the upside right now. I do not like that. I do not like that. 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern is our initial balance. We are pushing that to the upside right here, right now. That's not playing nice with me for this trade. Again, not something that I'm using exclusively or even strong enough to say I'm closing it out. A lot of volatility coming in right here. Yeah, man, bullish move out of this market. Bullish move. Part of the game. Part of the game. Getting, I think you guys could probably assume what I'm doing over here. Getting the duck race ready for you guys because I might be taking an L coming up. And if I do, I'm probably not going to have another trade. I definitely wouldn't want to jump in long. I definitely wouldn't want to jump back in short. I don't see myself having another one here. Last chance for rejection off of this level without cracking the high. We're above prior day high. We came all the way up to the high from the first here earlier this week. Jumping CVD. We got some volume on that one. Decision-making time, you know, really was in here, and we've started to decide to crack to the upside, make this a nice bullish candle. It's looking strong. Looks like we're in for a stop on this one. But stop loss where it needs to be. Again, not to be too repetitive. Nothing to do besides let it play out. Nothing to do besides let it play out. So, If you're hanging out on the live stream, what's up? What's going on? Hoping to cat win from this live. Sure. Form coming up. Trades were smooth before open. Annoyed with the pricing after. Got it locked out. Wow, pre-market looked much better for everything. Yeah, man, this is a pretty back and forth movement, man. It's a pretty back and forth movement. I am in short for the same reason. We're here to level, cause for a good bit of resistance. I agree. Let's see. After much YouTube lives, now I'm a live trader at Top 1 Futures. Nice. Got a live trader. I've loved your short entries, but I've learned to cut them short. Nice. Good. Price should go down. We'll see. Gun to my head. If I had to make a call, this looks like a stop out. But I allow myself certain discretion, right? Having an opinion and then applying that to my trading decisions. And I don't allow myself discretion in certain areas. I don't find closing my trades out, a couple points before my stop loss or as price moves against me pretty quickly and just immediately clipping a loser helps me. I don't find that helps me for the most part, right? For most trades. Today it might. I don't find that going stop loss to break even really at any point. It's so hard for me to make the case based on my data. I don't find that helps me. I find it feels good to do. I find it looks like it makes really good sense. But Monday's trade was a really good example of that. I would have been stopped for break even or closed for a loss had I exercised that discretion. And we came all the way down through the low. And we sold off, 250 points past my entry all the way into the close, right? Does that happen every day? Absolutely not, right? But you got to try to do what's going to work best in the long run. Clipping my trades short, for a half an hour for a small profit. Today would feel really nice and would look nice as this is moving against me. But in the long run, is that going to help me or hurt me, right? It's going to hurt me. So you review your data. You try to find what's helping you and hurting you, right? You try to find what's working for you and not working for you. Do a little bit more of what's working, a little bit less of what's not working. And that's trading. That's trading. Trading actually works. A lot of results. Awesome. Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Let's see. I have a win rate around 40%, I'm assuming, with a 2.75 RR after 30 trades. That's a fantastic win rate and risk reward. That would be an extremely high edge in my opinion. Hopefully that maintains for you. I'd be prepared for it to back off a little bit as you collect a larger sample size. But even if you reduce that considerably, right, you'd still be with a very positive combination of both of those. I freeze. I can't cut the loss. Same problem since I started trading 5 years ago. Use a stop loss. Use a stop loss and a take profit. If you're struggling with trade management, let me just read through the rest of these guys and then we'll run a duck race. But since I switched to 10 to 15 day payout system, it has helped me majorly. Helped me majorly. The 5 day system or less, I got denied. I'm making huge profits and not trading. I got dialed in on making huge profits and trading. Yeah, it's a good way to do it, Caleb. Great way to do it. Just longer term mindset. Zoom out from trying to make, $10,000 today and just let your system play out. Never bothered until Wolf pushed his psych magic book on me. Yeah. Never considered psychology like everyone until YouTube started suggesting to me. Yeah. God, you want to become a better trader today, guys? You want to really become a better trader today? Like if you were like Zach, you have to tell me to do one thing that's going to make me a better trader, like right now. Read any of the top trading psychology books. Lock yourself in a room, read them, reread them, go on a drive and listen to them, go on a run and listen to them. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth, Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler, and the other dozen. Those are the top 3 that I always repeat because they're easy. You can find them everywhere. Read those books. You won't be a worse trader. You in my humble opinion, you won't. They have nothing to do with strategy. They have nothing to do with some entry model. all this BS around, what's going on behind the scenes. And if you could just figure it out and trade like the banks, you can make all the bank money. It's nothing to do with that. That's what I would say. If you really want to become a better trader, spend time working on your psychology and mindset. Start by reading those books and then start reflecting. Start by reviewing, looking at your data, going through the week, going through your trading day, going through your trades. What the hell am I doing? How am I feeling when I'm doing it? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does any of this stuff make sense? That's how to improve. We were talking about something though. Listen, I freeze and can't cut losses. We're talking about, trade management. If you're a beginner, if you're somebody who's not already consistently profitable or you're starting to grab onto some consistency, I personally think, and this is different for everybody, my humble opinion is start with a fixed take profit and stop loss. It doesn't have to be a fixed risk to reward with a fixed stop loss point system because I don't think that makes sense. But with every trade, enter. And before you enter with a bracket, know exactly where your stop loss and take profit has to go, and then walk away, completely leave. Let the trade play out and come back. Are you creating a positive win rate and risk to reward with this system? No, make an adjustment. But if you allow yourself the opportunity to make trade management errors with your inputs after the trade's on, you can't even get past the point of entries, right? You can't even get past the point of having a strategy that works with a fixed risk to reward and win rates, a fixed take profit and stop loss. So it's called a bunch of different things. People joke, talk, set it and forget it. The Walmart trade is the Al Brooks, the way that he talks about it. You put the trade on and go to Walmart. Trade management, adjusting a stop loss, taking profit with no take profit the way I'm doing right now, that's all harder. That's objectively more difficult. You have a P&L flash in your face. You have more market information. It's harder to do. Is it potentially better for your P&L? Can you be more profitable doing this? Can you do way more things that make sense, like scale in, scale out, move and adjust take profits and stop losses as the market's giving you more market-generated information? Absolutely, for sure. That's why almost every big trader you watch do that, right? But before you can get to that level, you got to come over here to this level, and you got to start to try to grab onto it with a fixed take profit and stop loss, because you're opening yourself up to an insane amount of errors, right? So that's what I would do. Put a stop loss in, put a take profit in, and know that one of those is going to be hit, or you're going to get closed out of the trade at the end of the day, somewhere in between those two. Review the data, try to create a small edge in the market from there. You get good at doing that, you're starting to grab onto some consistency. You notice that a trade management input as the trade's on will work well. Challenge yourself to do that. Maybe it's stop loss to break even. Maybe it's scaling in. Maybe it's scaling out. Maybe it's multiple take profit levels, but make it fixed, right? Make it very clear cut and concise. Don't leave yourself the room for discretion. And then you graduate to what I'm doing here. Discretionary, very discretionary entries, very discretionary trade management. It's objectively harder to do from the experience level, but from the emotional control level, right? You know how difficult it is for me to clip a trade without a fixed take profit, right? And say that I did this based on my discretion, market generated information, whatever the tools that I'm using, and then you watch it run against you or run in your, in your favor. Plays on those much more. So that's my thoughts there, guys. I would start with a fixed take profit and stop loss. I don't think that fits the market the best. I don't think that makes the most sense from the way the market moves and everybody's systems and approaches. But you're putting the game in easy mode by taking yourself out of the equation as much as you can, and you need to do that up front because you're not good. You're not able to do it. You're not even close to able to do it. You have no confidence in your system as a whole. You definitely don't have confidence in yourself managing trades. So what the hell are you doing? Hope that helps. Forum dropped already, guys. We did the forum early. Train with Luhan. I see we got a ton of people on here. We didn't run the duck race yet, but the forum dropped. Welcome to the show, everybody. Surprise, surprise, if you hopped on late. We did the forum early today. I said last week, I said a handful of times, I'm dropping the forums random days, random times. As I can see right here, we got a ton of people that hop on late, right around the same time every day because I was doing them around the same time. Trying to make sure that I give it to everybody that's on here. Some people are on early, some people are on late. I'm going to bounce it around. We dropped the forum nice and early today. I have everybody entered. We're going to run the duck race. I was looking at a stop out on this one, and I wanted to see what happened. We're kind of rejecting up here. I don't know that we come back down. ES and NQ really popped on this one. I don't know what we do here. We're starting to push to the upside a bit, so I'm interested to see where we go from here, but I'm going to hang on to it either way. But if you want in on giveaways, we give away instant funded accounts almost every day, just to be clear about this. Random days, random times on the live stream. Forms are going to drop. I'm going to let you know where they're going to drop and how to get in on them. No purchase necessary. No paid paywall for any of it. You don't need to use a code. You don't need to pay to get into a Discord. I've done this one in my Discord today because we got so many damn scammers. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, you say, that's cool, Zach. I don't care about the giveaway. I just want to buy my own account. I got bread. I'm confident. I'm ready to take a payout. Let me throw this back on. There's the link in chat. There is the link in chat for Kick, for X, for YouTube. 55% off with code RDF. There it is. We can trade on Tradeovate now. We can trade on TradingView. Here are the prices. I'll actually throw it up for the instant funded accounts. That's the after code RDF, 57.5% off. One of the best opportunities in the prop firm space right now, my humble biased opinion, right? Obviously, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money. Put up against the competition. Decide for yourself, guys. Look at the 50K account, look at the 150K account. No challenge, no activation fee. They're pretty gnarly. They're pretty gnarly, so feel free to check them out. Link is in the chat. You want to support me, support your boy. You know what to do. Now, we talked about it. Time for a duck race. Time for a duck race, chat. Let's go ahead and run this bad boy. We have a whole lot less ducks in a line today. You guys get a great opportunity to win. Whole lot less ducks in the line today. And hang on, maybe you are here for the giveaways only. This is what I wanted to throw in. Maybe you are here for the giveaways only. There's the Discord link where the form is going to drop, likely going forward. If you want a chance to win, I'm going to pin it to the top. Pin it to the top. There it is, guys. 100% free Discord. No course, no VIP, no mentorship, no none of that stuff. No secret place where I tell you about the algorithm that I wrote in the market and how the market makers kidnap me again. And I know exactly where the market's going to go, and I just paper trade and I lose trades on purpose. The enigma. Let's run it, man. Let's run it. This is for a straight to funded Ignite 50K account. No idea how I missed the form. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, guys, a lot of people are going to miss the form today. I ran it early. Dropped it, announced it, gave you guys plenty of time. You had to be in the Discord, but I did announce it 1,000 times on stream here with you guys at 9:34. Early, man. These streams start at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I've been hooking you guys up that are the latecomers. See, I get to watch the viewers. I could see the 20 people that hopped on here at 10:40 to try to catch the form have now left. Peace out. Maybe try again tomorrow. But yeah, man, I'm trying to keep it interesting for you guys. Random days, random times. I was doing it the same day, the same time all the time. That's not random days, random times. But let's see who gets it today. Let's see who's going to get funded. Nice tight pack. You guys got a great opportunity here. About a minute to go. See who's going to get funded with an account today. $50 seconds to go. George out front. Paul, Slothfather Trading, Jim Co, ADO King, Chuck, all the OGs. Cooksmith down on the bottom. SRH wins. Rhombus. CAA Fatal. I don't know, guys. It's a tight pack. We got to see who the breakout duck is. We're going to have to wait on this one. I think we're really going to have to see who the breakout duck is. 20 seconds to go. Let's see. 15 seconds. Rhombus in the dinosaur costume. This was not very aerodynamic, Rhombus. Rhombus hitting the stop loss. Jim Coe, release down on the bottom. Bags, 4-footed George 69. The number 14 duck. Jim Coe taking the W, hitting stop losses. Hitting stop losses. Congrats, Jim Coe, on taking the W on this one. You will be getting a 50K Ignite instant funded account straight from Top 1 Futures to your email. We got W's in the chat. We got ducks in the chat. There we go, guys. There we go. Awesome to see it. Let me go ahead and mark this one so I don't forget. All right, Jim Coe, too much quacking. You won. We know. Back to the trade, guys. Before we get ready to wrap it up here, give you guys the insight. Remember, I'm here live every dang day, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, 100% free live trading. No course, no VIP, no mentorship. I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. I don't claim to have it all figured out. I don't claim any of that stuff. Just show you what real live trading looks like for me every damn day. Try to answer questions, give you whatever juice I have in these markets. Now, on this trade, we are watching this thing move against me about halfway to the stop, bouncing back and forth. We did kind of wick out up here. We climbed back above that. It's going to look pretty ugly. I would have loved to see us turn here. I would have loved to see us turn here. I would have loved to see us already start selling off on after this wick right here. I'm holding on to this one. It's either going to be a full stop or a target. If I have to step away, if I had to step away and set a really wide take profit, it would be way down here, 47,200s for a beautiful turn and extension to the downside. If we start to sell off and just drift lower, I may look to grab something. It just depends, right? It depends on what we're looking at into the afternoon. I will do my best to update you guys in Discord as I have in the past. If I'm moving, take profit, stop loss, I'm setting something fixed, I'm closing out of the trade, I've been calling it out, tagging everybody for any trades that I'm taking on the live session and in this Top 1 Futures live account that have been trading here live, not to say live too many times, with you guys every damn day. Anyway, appreciate you guys hopping on. Quick disclaimer again, thanks for being here. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Trading is very risky. Almost all traders lose money. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you guys tomorrow. See you guys in Discord. See you on socials. Real Deal Zach everywhere.